You're muted, girl. You're muted. Wop, wop, wop.
You know what?
Welcome to the G spot. We're coming up here to the end of 2021.
Goodbye, 2021. I never want to see you again. Thank you.
Smell you later. Yeah, for sure, dude. It has been an interesting year. It's been a good year. It's been the best of times. It's been the worst of times.
It's been some okay times.
Honestly, I've had a lot of good and bad. I feel like the beginning of my 2021, I shouldn't complain considering like the beginning of, I was in a failed marriage and then I was living in a tiny apartment. And by the end of the year, I have a house. So maybe I shouldn't complain. Maybe it's been a pretty good year.
You're on the upswing, okay?
I'm on the upswing.
2022 is like year.
We're moving on up to
Yeah.
the east side. This coffee
real,
is
though.
doing its job. All right.
Yeah. Cheers.
Let's get that on the recording here.
This is the worst ASMR you've ever heard.
The worst ASMR. All right. Real quick, let's talk some good stuff. Obviously this has now been weeks after this has happened when we're airing this, but I had a really good time at Rocky Mountain Con. I missed you.
Oh, yes.
Wish you were at. I wish we got to do. I was pitching to Iggy, who is the one of our producers. People don't know that. I wanted to do a G Spot episode at Electric Forest.
That way, God, that would be so hard.
Yeah, but
we have to have like GoPros. We're like, oh my God,
that'd be so
everyone.
much fun. Could you imagine? Just like I used to come like out of my mind on one of them, but like I was like, it's just used to go up and I could see and like, but because all his family's up in Michigan too.
Oh,
so he was like, maybe we should all just go up there. I was like, let's just go. Like we'll use
just
it as
calm down.
Yeah, for a G spot.
Yeah, let's do it. You know, we're like closing on a house next month, so
are you excited?
Yeah, man. Oh, it's gonna feel so good. No more of this. Say goodbye to this.
Look out!
Dank.
It's gonna be
disgusting.
It's gonna be fresh. The TV show's gonna be fresh. All right, what are we talking about today? I know what we're talking about.
My first crush was in this movie, okay? And he's still a crush because everyone loves him. We're talking about The Matrix.
Keanu Reeves.
We need the rain. We need the Matrix rain, the digits.
I'm like coding.
Yes. Well, that's exactly what coding is.
Before we get too into it, what do you want to watch the trailer?
Okay, let's watch that trailer.
Let's watch the trailer. Okay, here we go.
Thomas? You seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
I've had dreams that weren't just dreams. Am I crazy?
We don't use that word in here.
Hi.
Have we met?
One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small, and the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Time to fly.
If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up. You don't know me, no?
these years to be going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix.
I especially like the part where my email came up on my screen. That's my favorite part.
That was like
Love, this is
we're
my-
living in the simulation.
We're in it.
and
We're in it.
We're hooked on our phones, and then you got a notification from your phone.
Oh my gosh. Okay, real
We're in
quick.
it.
I forgot how I think I had this attitude that I was gonna be like the Matrix, I guess. And then that's actually the first time I've really watched the whole trailer. And I was like, I don't remember the movies. Or were they always like good? Like
Well, okay, I'm gonna say like the first one, classic.
the first one,
Nothing
yeah.
bad to say about it. The next two get like they're okay movies to me. I'm sure there's people out there who are like, holy shit, they only get better as they go on. But nah, I feel like it's like one and then like there's a steep drop off. Because like the first movie kind of wraps up nicely and you're like, oh, Neo is modern day Superman Jesus dude. And then the next one's kind of like get into it and you're like, oh, okay, so he's not the one. It's just like made up and programmed to be whatever. And then like he is the one. I don't know. It's like it gets a little muddy.
I can't. I'm wondering if maybe just because Keanu Reeves is a better actor now, like that. I don't know. Like, so like when they announced this, everybody was like freaking out about it all over the internet. And I didn't have that reaction. I remember even thinking like, is there something wrong with me? Like, I mean, they're good movies, but there's nothing about it that like got me like, oh my God, the Matrix. Like, I've never was, but they were good. And we've talked about this. Like, I don't really like action movies. And so like the Matrix and Terminator barely make the cut for me because it's about like robots in the future. They both are. Like, there has to be like a sci-fi element for me to be like really into something.
How is the Matrix not fully blown science fiction?
No, it
You're
is.
living in a simulation. Okay.
No, it is. What I'm saying, that's why it barely makes the cut for me as like something I watch. So that's why I've seen them. I like them, but like I think because they're so maybe the last two were just like so actiony spy film that it, with like a sci-fi twist.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I'm not as like I love these like as compared to other people. Like I'm built that way. I don't know, but I just this trailer right now I was like maybe it's because the effects are better, maybe because the actors are better, maybe it's more grounded. I don't know.
Yeah. I totally get it. Like it looks like they took all of the action in the movie and threw it in the trailer and like that's all the action we're gonna get, or it's like this movie is gonna be like 10 times the action and it's just gonna be like balls to the wall action John Wick in the sci-fi simulation kind of movie. And I'm not like super about that. I want it to be like, I don't even know what I want it to be because it's like, what can it be? And like, I watched a trailer breakdown and they were all like these throwbacks and it's like, now he really is Jesus because technically this is the 7th iteration of the Matrix. So on the 7th day, he's coming back or whatever. And I'm like, is this just like another like white Jesus movie?
Is this another Dune? Is this another Dune? Let's be honest. Is it Dune?
Whoa, now Dune is not a white savior movie.
Talk about Dune. All right, well, I'm gonna wait. I'll wait for the rest of it. Don't spoil it for me. I also so it's Jefferson Starship, which is the song White Owl, and I remember
White Rabbit. Yeah.
I feel like that is like the go-to song for so many trailers. I mean, it's a fantastic song.
Specifically this one because there was the girl, and so this one it makes sense. But there's other movies where it's like
Neo, Follow the Rabbit. That's what it was. Follow the White Rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Stranger Things used it. You know what it is? Okay, it's a psychedelic song, and it's like spooky, and it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for a drug trip. So there's just like a lot of like good ways. So I remember, but I remember I was listening to it, and I was like, I can't tell if they like it. Maybe it just feels more intense because they have some more bass around it, or if that's like a different recording.
Yes.
Like
I feel like trailers are just like big booming bass, just like. We have to make you like feel physically something so that you can feel something for this movie, and it's just like the freaking go watch the Avengers trailers. Like, oh my god, those are like
wow, whack attack.
Yes, it's like dubstep
Renters.
took off, and then they're just like, let's put dubstep in every movie trailer, but
Alright.
like take out the fun music part and just keep like
Yeah.
that intense
Alright.
bass.
Well, that's good. LD, let's talk about the casting. What do you think?
I mean, where's Lawrence Fishburne? Is he gonna make an appearance?
Wasn't that him? Wasn't he
No,
just in
that's
it?
the dude who played Dr. Manhattan in the new freaking
No!
Watchmen on HBO.
Isn't Lawrence Fishburne the one that says "Time to wake up"?
Are you saying that all black men look
No!
alike? Sarah?
I was
Because it is a completely different man.
Is it? I wasn't paying it.
Yes.
Am I saying I'm not paying attention? Most likely, yes. No,
Oh
I
my
know
God.
who. What's his face?
We're gonna get canceled, Sarah.
I know what I'm saying.
His name is Yaya in this film.
I know the other guy. Yes, I know who that is, and he's also in Aquaman. And I actually
Okay, no. His name is Yaya in real life. And his name in the film is New Morpheus?
Oh, is that what it is?
No.
I wasn't paying attention to I just saw the sunglasses when I looked up real quick. You saw I was clearly
Yes.
texting. I'm guilty. Like I was texting something. I'm planning a party right now.
So I get it. His character, according to him in an interview, said that he is to be called Morpheus. So maybe he's just like they were like,
alright.
who looks like Lawrence Fishburne but
He doesn't look
younger?
anything. He's a much sexier version of just.
I mean, he's got like a much
sexier.
fuller noggin than Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne has like a smaller head.
Yeah, well, Lawrence Fishburne was never like a I'm pulling up his name right now, so I'm on my phone. A like heartthrob. You know what I mean? He was kind of.
Was he?
He never was. When was he ever? When was he
When
ever?
was he a heartthrob? Yeah, I could see him being a heartthrob, but
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne? Like
Christina
a
Ricci's in
young-
this? This is a good
That's
cast.
what I've heard, yes. Okay,
Alright,
so
I'm going there right now.
yeah,
Got them. I
in
got them. I
the
got IMDb.
trailer, yeah, you see
Look at
when
my
Trinity
phone.
is like screaming like freaking Black Canary or something, and
Yeah.
she like splits into other people. Well, they don't all look like her. It's like women who like have black hair and could kind of look like Trinity, but they're not
Okay.
her. So there's speculation that one of those women that she has split off into is
Yeah.
Christina Ricci.
Okay.
And she's in the film according to IMDb. So
Priyanka is in this too.
yeah,
wow,
she's
these are
got to
some
be
names.
the Oracle with the red glasses, the red pill, the
Oh.
red
Ah!
glasses.
I noticed.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Reading
that
Alice in Wonderland in public as an adult.
Yes. There's like so many Hot Topic kids right now who are like really offended by what you just said. Like,
I'm sorry, but read it in the privacy of your own homes. Okay.
please keep
I
your
don't want
mushies
to
and your
see
caterpillars.
a grown-ass adult reading Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, Jonathan Groff, who we
Who?
all know from Hamilton: Spring Awakening.
Yes,
He's
we all know.
we all better known for his role as Kristoff in the Frozen trilogy, the
Okay, yep,
Frozen series. So,
now you're speaking my language.
Jada Pinkett Smith, she's returning.
Good.
So she hasn't acted in a while. She's just been doing her like TV show and
No, that red table talk on
having some
Facebook.
scandals. Yeah.
Hey, they have an open marriage. They do as they do.
Now they do, but before they remember that was it? She didn't have an
The
affair. She had an
entanglement or something. Yeah.
He was
Well, I thought they
crying.
had an open marriage, and then it was like people found out, and they were like, "Oh my god!" But I don't know. I didn't get too far into it.
I had a conversation with a friend about that because she made a comment. I think she wasn't sure if Momoa had an open relationship as well, and I do like. I wonder, like, I feel like if you're like a super famous person, like I feel like that might be the only way to survive sometimes. Like, 'cause everybody's always traveling. You're not around each other a lot. Like, you get lonely.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I wonder, like, maybe that is the only way to, like, truly, or one person can't be famous. So that person can go with you everywhere you go. That's usually the case. Like, people like Matt Damon,
Jeff Bridges,
Tom Hanks,
Matt
all those
Damon,
guys. They all have
Tom
these
Hanks' wife is famous. Excuse me.
but she's not. So is Steve Carell's wife is an actress too, but they're not.
Well,
You know what I mean? They're not
low-key.
as but like you can't both like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie is a good example of like, or Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt. All those people, like you can't. I don't want to say can't because that's not good, but like I feel like you can't be famous, you have to be working with them, or like you have to be like part of their life, like be their agent or something,
Mhm.
or you need to just that's the kind of life you have to have, because like I feel like it's too hard. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I'm like lazy. Maybe I'm lazy. I'm like, I want to work on stuff. I don't want to be loyal. I just want to fuck whoever I want to fuck.
You big old slut.
Shut it up. I like
Hey,
I like boobies
freaking
and wieners.
oh god, what's his name? The dude from Journey wrote that song faithfully about staying faithful to his wife while being on the road. He's like,
Mhm.
I'm forever yours faithfully. And he's like, you know what? These are all clowns out here. I'm coming back to you, and it's gonna be like
Mhm.
like a virgin all over again. We're gonna listen to that Madonna song.
Like a virgin. All right, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
I just don't think that's realistic. But whatever. There we
Yeah.
go. And this was
Everybody's
yeah.
out there. Meh,
All
meh,
right, our
meh.
favorite MPH, Neil Patrick Harris.
Yep, but I think he's a bad guy. Definitely.
I think he is. He never plays. He doesn't
Good
play a
guy.
good guy. Maybe like when's a time he played a good guy that I think Super Troopers was a lot like there was How I Met Your Mother, but he was kind of an
Mm.
asshole.
Well, yeah, but he
He
wasn't like a bad guy. He was just like a
yeah, but
frat guy.
I've never seen him play like a heartthrob or like a good guy. He's kind
No.
of always villains.
To be honest, I haven't seen much with him in it.
Well,
Except
I
for like
guess
Doogie Howser.
Doogie Howser.
Doogie
That's the
Howser,
one
he was a
time he
good
was a
guy.
good guy. Yeah, okay,
He
I'll
was
give
a
you
good
Doogie Howser.
guy.
Doogie Howser, MG. No,
I just heard about Doogie Howser from older people. I don't know anything about the show personally.
I've watched like a episode. He's just like it's such an 80s show though because he is so young. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? The Good Doctor? That's the one
Yeah,
where
they tried to like do it again, and I'm like, just stop.
but he was
Doogie
like
is all you
yeah,
needed.
but in The Good Doctor, he's like 17. Like he's like still like he's young, but he's like an adult. Doogie Howser, he's like like a straight up fucking kid.
Yeah.
He's just like a kid. It's always like, I'm your local doctor. And it's like this classic 80s like grainy film, like a pans and he smiles. Like it's like
Ridiculous.
peak 80s. All right, Thelma Hopkins, we've seen her in a couple staff. Daniel Burnett, we're getting kind of here to the back end here. No Hugo Weaving. So that's kind of a
Which
bummer.
well, I wonder if it looked like that other agent guy, he had like two lackeys with him, and it looked like one of them transformed into a cop in one scene. But
Mm.
I don't know, it might have been,
I
just
also
been a guy who looked similar.
Lawrence Fishburne and Hugo Weaving though, they're well off. Like they
Yeah.
don't
They're like, I don't even
what did
need
they
this.
Hugo Weaving's like, I just did fucking Lord of the Rings. I don't ever have to work again. I'm fucking rich. Like
Well, no. When he was in the Avengers movie, that's when he was like, I'm
I'm
good.
done.
I don't
I'm
need to
good.
do anything ever again.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
can
He's
just do
what if
community theater for the rest of my
what if
life, and I'll
what
be
if
good.
Neil Patrick Harris is
I mean,
the
he's
new
got
Hugo
the
Weaving?
blue glasses. He's a bad guy. I could see it. He could be an agent. The Oracle lady, she had red glasses, red pilled. She's a cool lady. Not
So
red pilled in modern day, but red pilled in the
mhm.
Matrix.
Yeah. So my first thought, because you're mentioning this color change, I'm wondering if this is the concept of like, because he's in the Matrix, right? This is what he
Yes.
like.
You can
So
like
like,
see it on people. You like see it on
yeah.
people's faces and skin.
So I'm like wondering if the one thing is now maybe all these characters are the same people but it's like maybe I can't speak for the Morpheus type character, but like all of these like characters are the same, but they're like reincarnated and they look different because it's like the new Matrix, so it's like the same consciousness in the new body. Like I don't know, like that's
Well,
one
Trinity
idea.
doesn't look any different. She looks
But like maybe like the like the Oracle or like the bad guy, like these people that it's like they've put these people like Trinity and Neo in a world, and everybody's still around there, but to kind of throw them off, they've changed the way they've looked. I don't
yeah.
know.
I was
But,
thinking that like Trinity isn't really Trinity because there's
mm,
like that scene in the trailer where it's playing, White Rabbit, and then it
yeah.
says the Red
Oh,
Queen,
Rabbit.
and it shows her in like as like an actual human, and she's like coming out of the goo, it looks like. So them putting her image over the lyrics, the Red Queen's off her head and she's the
Mm,
bad guy. So I'm like, is Trinity just like a pawn that the machines made to lure Neo back into like some scheme or whatever. Because, you know, like the last line in the last movie was like, how long can peace last? Like, as long
How
as it
long?
lasts,
Yeah.
essentially, is what they said. So it's
And
like,
so we don't, because we never, so we're going to learn how he even got back in the Matrix. We're
yes.
going to learn what happened to all the peoples.
Yeah. And there's speculation that the little girl at the end of the last Matrix movie, Sati, she is like that grown up oracle woman with the red glasses. So
Okay.
it's like,
She's,
oh, she's been living
yeah.
here the whole time. There's not like that green filter anymore. It's like natural light looking. It's not like that gritty green anymore. So it's different for sure.
So you think people are like living in the Matrix willingly? What are
Yeah,
you
I think that's
saying?
like you can have like a choice. Like you can wake up and live in like the real dystopian apocalypse world, or you can just do what Cypher did and just get plugged in and live your life like that.
I honestly, I remember even as a kid, like watching the Matrix. Not a kid, but watching the Matrix and being like, I remember even thinking like, I don't like. I could see wanting to stay in the Matrix, like,
Yeah.
like,
Like,
when I
it's a
saw,
hard life.
I was when I saw the outside world, I was like, you want to live here?
Yeah.
Like
You
everybody's
can't even
hungry
go
and
to the
sad.
surface.
Yeah, everybody's underground. Like at least you could pretend you have sunshine.
Yeah. Like, where do you get your vitamin D? Do they just have lamps everywhere and
Yeah, I
vitamin
know.
D
They must.
pills?
I know because like when you're in your coffin, your juice coffin, they've put it in you, so you don't need it.
Yeah. You're
I'm
good.
sure there's probably like, can you recreate vitamin D with like lights, like fluorescent? Like, is there
Well,
like a
they do have those like sad lamps for people who have
yeah,
like seasonal affective disorder. So I'm
yeah,
wondering if those stimulate vitamin D, but I haven't looked
yeah?
into it. Someone, you know what? Just
Put
send
it
us
on,
a link.
like
Yeah.
down there. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
go ahead.
Right. Just
Send
put
us
a
a
link
link
right here.
right there, right down there. Right,
Yep.
follow us
Yep.
on that part,
Right.
that
Mhm.
part,
Yep.
that
Mhm.
part, right
Over
there.
here.
Beep,
There.
beep, beep,
Over
beep,
there.
beep,
Yep.
beep,
Mhm.
yeah.
So yeah,
It's classy. All right, back
we're
to the
together.
Matrix.
I think
Okay,
Trinity's gonna be a bad guy.
okay.
That's
It's
my
your prediction.
speculation.
I think that Trinity and Neo had a falling out, and then they got back on the Matrix and they don't remember each other. And then when they're going to remember each other, we're going to find that they were fighting or they broke up or something. But
Do
they're
you
still,
mean falling out as in Trinity dies and then Neo dies as well? Because that's what happens in the Matrix movies.
will they die? Oh, that
They
do
both
die,
die at the
huh?
end.
I.
And
How are they back? I don't understand this
I
movie. I
know.
don't know the
I
Matrix. Like,
know. I know. But
ugh.
let me just full
They
circle this
died,
around.
but they won. Didn't they beat the? Didn't they beat the people?
Neo
The
at the
robots?
end. Okay, here's the connection. Maybe Neo
Uh,
at the end of the Revel. God, I always forget the names.
oh, you're all high and
Revelations.
mighty. All high and mighty makes fun of
Revolutions.
me.
Yeah. Okay, Revolution. Sorry, because I'm just like just 1, 2, and 3. At the end of Revolutions, Neo makes a deal with like Deus Ex Machina, which is the head honcho robot, I guess. So he makes a deal and he makes a peace deal. And so then he dies. He's Jesus. So the trailer shows him like running through like a corporate office and it's speculated to be his job and the name of the company is Deus Ex Machina. So it's like is Neo's like past experiences and his like memories, dreams being used to like entertain people in the Matrix and like that's why they brought him back or something so
No,
they
but
could just like keep people hooked in the Matrix and like make it fun by giving them these Neo experiences or something because we see everyone on their phone and he's like what so
maybe when he died, he didn't actually die, and they just hooked him back up into the Matrix, and everybody thought he was dead.
yes
I feel like
that's
that's probably a more like, oh, he's
yeah
dead, but they're like they took his body, and they're like they're robots. They fixed him up and they plugged him back in.
yeah or maybe like just like they could save like his brain or his consciousness or something and they're like we just need him to like power all of these simulations.
Why do
I don't
we?
know.
Is that so? Is that what he says? Like, use me as a battery, and then let everybody else go? Is
No,
that
I'm
what
just
he did?
speculating, like, how the
Okay.
machines, because like, he straight up dies at the end, like, very, like, Christ-like.
Yes, but
So,
is he dead? Do we know he's
yeah,
dead?
he he's clearly can't be dead if he's in this
he dead?
movie. So it's the Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah. 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 No, I think I like this idea. And this is my thing, and I want to stand by it. Actually, I have this theory that life happened in between, and we're gonna discover what that is. Something happened while they're all in there, and I think that maybe they found out he was alive. Maybe the robots came back. I don't know. I think like I think
That would
there's
be-
I think there's a chapter that we're supposed to discover as we. This is a movie, right? Or is it a TV
Yes.
show?
This is a movie. Yeah.
I
A Matrix
don't know
TV
the
show would be
Matrix.
bonkers. Okay,
That
that
show
would
would
be
be
pretty
like
bonkers.
they would have to. But could you imagine what they could do with that?
Oh my god, it would be a lot. It would be a
Mhm.
lot. I'm just gonna say
Okay.
that.
So this is now. Do we know? Is this going to be the one movie? Are we going to get in like 3 more? What's the plan for that?
I don't know, man. Maybe I mean this like the trailer just dropped, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and then it's like coming out on December 22nd. And so not a lot of like build up. It's just like,
Yeah.
hey, here's the trailer. Movie's coming out.
Mhm.
Coincidentally, the movie's coming out on 1 2 2 2 2
Mhm.
1. So you flip it around backwards, it's the same front ways and back ways. What
Yeah.
does that mean? I don't know, but there's a lot of mirrors and shit in the Matrix.
There's a lot of.
so-
All right. Okay. Got it. Movie. We have this chapter. What do you think? You think it's going to be good? Do you think this is like? Are we pandering? Like, I feel like we're. Like, why do we have? I think the only reason why we're bringing it back is because we all love Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's
But I
straight up.
don't-
It looks like he's just like John Wick with like supernatural powers. He's straight up like Kamehameha's Morpheus, and he's like blowing shit up with his mind body with Trinity, and like he's just like throwing missiles with his mind into other helicopters. So
Yeah. And I just like
He's
that's my thing is like he just
Super
did
Saiyan.
John Wick. He did a bunch of other stuff. Like I don't know. This feels like does he need to do this movie? Like is he?
He
I'm
just
trying
does things like out of the kindness of his heart.
I
They were
think
like,
he
"Hey,
just
do you want to do another Matrix?" And he's like,
all right. Like I guess like I maybe this is his cotillion. He's like this is his coming out ball. Like I'm back. I'm the one you remember from the 90s. I'm not Keanu Reeves, but I have all the charm of the 2000 Keanu
"Well,
Reeves.
they already did a Bill and Ted's, so
There's
that's like that was his cotillion." Because
Yeah, that's different though. That's 80s Keanu where he really was like I think he was that he was who he is in Bill and Ted is like who he was during that time.
I don't know.
Oh, because you see
He-
him in what is it? What's the surf one?
Yeah, but then he's in My Own Private Idaho, and that's just
I don't know. This
a
man,
180.
he is a sexy. Did you ever see the Ali Wong movie from
Mm.
Netflix? She's at I can't remember what it's called now.
Oh, and he's her boyfriend, and they're
Keanu
yeah,
Reeves,
yeah.
but
I've
he's
seen
like-
that
but
scene.
he's
Yeah,
like he's all crazy. He's a hello lover, and they're all like,
Yes.
that's the Keanu Reeves I want. Okay, so all right, so it's gonna be a movie. See, I have a feeling because they have so many young. I feel like this is. I feel like we're
Is this a reboot? Like a
think
hard reboot?
I think we're gonna get an ending of. We're gonna get an ending, but we're gonna get an ending. But their ending is gonna be one of those endings where if we wanted to have a sequel, we could.
Yes.
We don't need to have one because they seem to be casting so many like newer, younger like people, like new fresh
Yeah.
talent. Like they're kind of setting it up. Kind of
Yeah.
you're like.
Although young, they're like in their 30s, which
Well-
I like. Good.
Well, I
That's
just said young. Oh my gosh, like, but like just like they have more star power. They have more steam going, and some of them like Priyanka, she's an actress. We know her, but she's not. Some of these people they have on here, they haven't hit like Jonathan Groff's been and stuff, but like he's not like celebrity. I think Yaya is probably the only one that's like the closest. Even then, he's still like we haven't hit that full celebrity status yet, like Keanu Reeves. So like this might be some of their like this is like
Jumping off
their
points?
yes, exactly, yes. And so that's what I'm feeling might be happening, and maybe we're gonna lose Trinity and Neo after the first one, but we're gonna still have Matrix.
I mean, we technically already lost them after Revolutions because they both died.
But did they die? Because they didn't die.
Fucking
They're in
true.
the
Like they had
movie.
a bunch of freaking like spears through their bodies.
But
So
they're
it's
still
like-
they're here though.
I know. Well, Trinity, is she here? She had little Matrix things running down her face when Neo was looking at her, and
Did she?
I don't know.
I did not
There's like a
pay
a little
attention
like
to this
when they're in the
trailer.
coffee shop, and it's just like, oh, little like Matrix.
I saw that.
thing.
There was Matrix stuff on her face?
Yeah, it was just like, oh, and it's like, oh, that's unusual.
I really wasn't paying attention then if I didn't even notice that.
God. Oh my
I
God.
don't. Okay.
I do all the heavy lifting around here.
I really like I like I was on vacation when the news came out for Amazing Resurrection, and like we were like in another country, and my friends were like pulling up their phone and like talking about it, and I remember just like sitting there at dinner like looking at this beautiful sunset in this like foreign country, and I was like, are we talking
You were
about
living in the Matrix
right now? Like who
You were
like,
living it. Yeah.
I think the Matrix is good. I don't think it's bad. I'll see it. I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
I don't have that like people lose their shit over the Matrix.
Yeah.
You're losing your shit right now.
I
What
mean,
about
I'm
it?
not
Tell me.
like I'll
What's up?
see it, but I'm not like super pumped about it because it's like, what are they gonna do? I'm going in with low expectations, so it can only be better than those. So maybe I'll be blown away by it. But just like, I don't know, the trailer and like they're just like kind of like copying the first one with like the White Rabbit lady and the Oracle and freaking Morpheus and Neo fighting in the little dojo. Like a lot of it is just a retelling of the first one. So is this gonna be like freaking that one Star Wars movie where we get introduced to Rey and then she carries the series? And I don't know, is it going to be Christina Ricci and Yaya? Like, what's...
Well, we know they're trying to like subdue Neo. That's obviously like why he's in therapy. It's probably to keep tabs on him.
Yeah,
They got
to
him
keep
taking those
blue pilling
pills.
him. They don't do anything.
What do you think are in the blue pills?
Him staying
Metaphors?
in the Matrix. Yeah. Just
It's
his
full of
metaphors.
allegories.
Like, what the fuck?
Oh, these allegories. Yeah,
Yes.
So I don't know, but I feel bad because like when you told me you wanted to do this, I almost said no. I was like the Matrix, and then for people watching, like we've kind of pushed this episode off because I just don't have. I also too. I will say this. I do enjoy the Matrix. Its representation of women. I do like that it's not about like sex and this and that. Like everybody fights. Everybody's a fighter. It's a very human positive movie. It's very feminist. It's very equal, and I do appreciate that.
And let me tell you, it is from the Wachowski sisters. It is an allegory about your gender identity. And in the first movie, there's a character named Switch, and she is played as a female, but she was supposed to be a male body, like outside of the Matrix in real life. So she was. That's why her name was Switch. She was supposed to be like her brain in the Matrix was female, but her body in real life was a male.
Was a male, yeah, but she couldn't do the change because it's
but
world.
WB nixed it because they were like,
what?
That's a little too progressive right now, guys.
That's like soup. That's not a big deal, though. That's
well, like, I don't like. It's like oh my god, and they're like, dude, we literally feel this right now, like inside of us both, and then they transitioned after that.
That's
so it's like. Yeah, so WB fucked up. Yeah, fucked up.
I mean, maybe we'll get a Switch now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe the lady who was like, if you want to know, follow me, and then they walk into a mirror and...
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's a cool idea. See, I like that. I like the idea of the Matrix being like, there wasn't enough of that played. I mean, I get it. The plot has to be like, we're taking down the machines that are risen against us. But like, yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of more.
Yeah. If you view it through like a gender identity lens, you might like it better. Just everything is an allegory for your gender.
So
identity.
do you really feel that though? Like now, like maybe I should rewatch those. Is that something you can really see, or am I kind of like pushing it if I did that?
I don't know. The second two, I wouldn't. I mean, I rewatched all of them at one point, and it's like, all right, yeah, I could have stopped after the first one. Nothing like the other two are okay movies. I'm not like trying to bash them or anything.
It's like
but they just like that. It's like The Matrix is like if they made like a Casablanca 2, okay? Like The Matrix was like standalone, an amazing movie, and it was good, and it had a perfect ending. It's a classic. And then they just like made more, and like it was their plan to make more, but it just, I don't know, it didn't fit as well. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now you got me all looped up, and I forgot what I was gonna say. The gender identity thing.
Yeah, maybe we watch the first one and just
No,
be like,
now I
okay.
remember. So the issue with the Matrix sequels have the same thing. It's kind of like Back to the Future, the first Back to the Future. So I remember someone was telling me that, and I might be wrong on this, but I think Back to the Future was one of the first times where they filmed a movie with the intention of a sequel, like in the movie, like the second one when he's like, "We got to go back to the Wild West," like whatever, like it was like a big, like people like whoa, like at it, and like because like we know like Star Wars and all that stuff existed, but like this was like kind of filmed in that way, and it's one of those things where the first one, he made the first one, and they're like, okay, now we're gonna make two more. And I feel like those two, whenever you kind of commit to like two, there's so much work like on trying to create this timeline that can fill two movies that
Yeah.
inevitably they kind of just never are as good. Like it's just like unless they're like books or something where you have like something to follow, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Or you have to be like George Lucas, who wrote 6 movies. Like you know what I mean? Like you have to like it takes a lot of time. And so if you don't have all of that time to like create a really stable and work everything through, you tend to that's kind of the curse of those kind of those
Yeah.
movies that were made that weren't supposed to have sequels that then get
Yeah.
2 sequels off the first one. That's when you know.
Yeah. Just kind of like slapped together, and they're like, oh.
Yeah, and I think The Matrix is a good example of another movie that's fallen prey to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
Well.
if we've learned anything from this G Spot episode, it is that I don't know a lot about The Matrix. I obviously am not paying attention to it that much, and I will probably go see it. I just
Well, it'll
don't
be on
have
like HBO, I think. So
I'll probably see HBO. That's why I saw Dune. I
Yeah.
watched it on HBO Max. So,
yeah.
although
So you don't
after
have to leave your house.
after watching that Dune though on HBO Max, I remember thinking like, I should have seen it in the theaters. Like,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
oh well,
Definitely, yeah.
it's just done.
It's done
So
already.
yeah, all right. But no, that's my thought on that, which is whatever. You know, The Matrix is gonna be what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like you have more opinions on this than me.
I've said all my opinions. So The Matrix is going to be a movie again.
All
And
right.
we're living in a simulation, everyone. Welcome
It's a
to The
simulation.
Matrix.
Welcome to the G Spot.
Cute Rage Against the Machine.
All right. All right. All right. Well, that was good. That's a little recap.
Rage Against the Machine.
That's chop suey. I know. I started singing. I was like, this is chop suey.
Whatever.
But I'm
We'll go
singing
with
like,
it.
all right. Hey, I'm on my A game today. Thank you, everybody. I hope everybody had a good time. Don't forget, if you want to go ahead, follow us down here, the G Spot Project. We're part of the Project Nerd Network. There's our little glasses right up there. Right up there, the little glasses.
Glasses.
I know. It's this way. Up.
Things.
Beep, 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 beep,
Things
beep,
for
beep.
following. Things
Yes.
for
Thanks for checking
looking
us
at.
out. Go ahead, follow me at Cosplay Mama. We have at DKO. Anything else? Anything else you want to say, Dee?
Yeah. Have a great night, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.